The night was quiet but the silence carried weight. In the grand marble corridors of the palace footsteps echoed like thunder. Every chandelier above trembled, and every portrait of kings past seemed to stare down in judgment. At the center of it all stood a man stone-faced, broad-shouldered, his uniform gleaming beneath the cold palace lights. He was the royal guard. But that night, his name, his very existence, was dragged across the palace floor like a stain no one wanted to acknowledge. "Remove him." The voice roared. Sharp. Absolute. It was Donald J. Trump himself. Gasps filled the hall. Ministers exchanged nervous glances. The guard's chest rose and fell but his eyes, dark, steady, unyielding, never wavered. To the world he was just a soldier. But what no one knew, was that the man Trump ordered to be removed carried a truth that would soon shake the palace walls, and silence the arrogance of power. Two younger guards stepped forward. Their hands trembled as they reached for him. But Armin, the guard's name, did not resist. He did not protest. Because sometimes, silence is louder than defiance. Inside fire burned. He remembered his mother's words, "Son, true honor is not given by kings or presidents. It is carried in your soul and no man can take it from you." Armin whispered to himself. "They think they can remove, but one day truth will call me back." Friend, maybe you too have faced moments like Armin. Moments when the world dismissed you, humiliated you, or told you that you were not worthy. But remember, your worth is not measured by the voices that try to silence you. Your value is written in the scars you carry and the dignity you refuse to lose. Days passed. Armin wandered the streets of the city he once protected. Every corner held a memory. Every stone carried his sacrifice. And their destiny shifted. The palace prepared for a grand event. Diplomats, cameras, reporters, all eyes on the king and Trump. But Armin held something powerful. A sealed document. Proof of corruption. Proof of betrayal. He whispered to himself. They removed me not because I was weak but because I carried the strength of truth. As the speeches echoed inside the palace, phones began buzzing. Journalists checked messages, eyes widened, hands trembled. The file had spread. Armin's proof was out. The whispers grew. Reporters rose with questions sharper than swords. "Your Majesty, Mr. President, would you care to explain these documents? Documents proving that the man you humiliated was protecting this nation's integrity." Gasps shook the hall. Trump froze. The king's face darkened. And for the first time power trembled before truth. "Bring him." The king's voice echoed. Soldiers rushed to Armin's home, not to arrest but to honor. He put on his uniform once more. Not as a servant of kings but as the embodiment of honor. When Armin entered the palace, every eye turned. The king rose from his throne. And in front of the world, he bowed. "We wronged you," he whispered. One by one soldiers struck their boots, raised their hands. A salute. Not commanded. Not forced. But born from respect. Armin's words were simple. Power can command obedience. But only honor commands respect. That night, Armin walked out not with gold or crowns, but with something greater. Respect. Because respect cannot be given. It must be earned. And once earned, it can never be taken away. My friend, maybe you too have lived Armin's story. Maybe you've been pushed aside, silenced, humiliated. But never forget. They can strip away your titles. They can take away your position. But they can never take away your truth. Stand tall. Because one day, just like Armin, the same people who doubted you, will salute you. Like this video if it touched your heart. Comment below your story, your struggle, your fight. And most importantly, subscribe. Not just for more story. But to remind yourself every single day. That truth always wins. Dignity always rises. And you are stronger than the world thinks.